I see you. Coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. I remember years ago there was a television show called Romper Room. Now, if you're old like me, you probably remember the show. And it's for little children. And I remember one day watching the show with my little brother, Tim. 4 years younger than I am. I shouldn't say little brother. And of course, he's in his 50s now. But I remember we were sitting and watching it, and the host of the show used to call out people's names. She'd say, I see Richard, I see Karen, I see, that she'd go through all the names of people. And I remember the day when she said, I see Timmy. And my brother, his eyes got really, really wide, and he looked at us and he says, she sees me. Big deal to him. Huge deal to him. He was stunned, and his eyes got really big. And I thought, wow, that's not exactly the case, but I didn't tell him. And I remembered that because it was so significant, and it was a pretty big deal for him in those days. He probably doesn't remember now. But it does something to us when people say, I see you. And I want to tell you today, I see you. People ask me why I do this podcast, and I wanted to answer that today. If I would have done this 30 years ago, I would have said that I'm doing it for me. I'm building my ministry, and I'm trying to gather as many people as I can, and I'm in the process of building my empire. God had to break me of that and show me that it wasn't about me, it was about him. And even though I always said it was about him, I didn't always understand that part. And when he broke my heart, and when he got me to the place that he wanted me, I began to see things a little differently. And I began to build his kingdom instead of mine. And I honestly am doing this today because I see you. I see people, when I look into this camera, that really need Jesus Christ, that need to grow in him. People that are struggling with, the adversities of life. People that are confused, people that are hurt, people that are trying to heal, people that need to learn the Bible. All of these things. And it's why I do this podcast. It's why I've also invited many others to podcast as well. And it's why for 31 years we've been serving the Christian metal community. And for me, well, it's 45 years involved in pioneering Christian rock and roll. So why do I do it? Because I really do love you. I really do have a desire to see you set free. And very honestly, it's difficult sometimes. There are many days I don't feel like doing this podcast, I'll be honest with you. Some days I wake up and I think I'd rather take the day off. Yeah. And sometimes, honestly, I lose focus and it becomes work. But when I have focus, when I have God's heart, which is, I would say, most of the time, I really do love you. And I really do have a desire to see you set free and walking in the Lord. And I really have a desire also for you to have an intimate relationship with him. Not a bunch of hype. Not a lot of religiousness. Man, I hate that. But a true one-on-one relationship with Jesus Christ, and a relationship with true believers in Christ as well. And that transcends denominations. It transcends buildings. It has to do with our heart. And that's why I hope you're watching these podcasts as well. I hope you know my heart. I really have no agenda anymore. I'm too old for that. Honestly, I'm doing this because I do dearly love you. And I want you to make a difference. And I want God to make a difference in your life. And so I hope you continue to watch, not just me, but all of our podcasters. Each podcast is for a different reason. One is for those people that have been hurt by the church. Another does a podcast for those coming out of cults. Another is a podcast on doctrine and understanding the Bible. There are a little bit of everything. We even have a cooking show, a downsizing show. Gosh, I could go on, and I hope if you haven't that you'll check them out on our YouTube channel, Sanctuary International Matrix, and there you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. And honestly, folks, we opened up our forum last week, and it's my desire that you'll be involved with that as well. I'm really overwhelmed with Facebook and YouTube and all the different social media that I cannot keep up with. And so I'm about a month behind on Facebook. I have 8 Facebook pages. I can't keep up. So I've decided that I'm going to be very faithful in, answering people on our message board. SanctuaryInternational.com. Go there, sign up. Go to our community forum, and there you'll find discussions on a whole lot of things. And you can send me a personal message there. You can get involved in the discussions, and I will discuss back, as will our other podcasters. And I'm hoping that it becomes a great place for the metal community to grow together. I have no other agenda. We're not building anything. I just want to create a family environment, a family setting for you. Well, folks, it's a pleasure to do this. And, we're in season 6 now in Pastor Bob Daily. Some new shows coming up that I haven't announced yet. We got a lot of great things on the horizon. And very soon we'll be able to have the ability to go live video on the website. And I hope you'll join us in a variety of events. And it's just getting more exciting. And it's not exciting because we're building something. It's exciting because I get to spend more time with you. So, join me with all of that. And thank you for watching me every day. I appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great day.